This is a good time to come back to the difference between information and knowledge I mentioned at the beginning of class. It's important to understand the results enough to be able to report them, but in APA-style writing, we want to go beyond that. Sometimes we refer to it as synthesizing information, bringing ideas together to create a coherent whole. Thinking about the idea of synthesis can help us understand how studies that don't seem to relate at first do actually contribute to our knowledge. You might have found yourself wondering, for example, how the Burton and King study relates to stress. But I'm getting ahead of myself. There are two ways that the results of other studies can provide knowledge of our topic. One is pretty straightforward. Sometimes we can directly apply the information. You've probably already thought about how O'Hare and Scher adds to our knowledge because it's pretty direct. In other cases, the application is not as direct, but we can use inductive or deductive reasoning to gain knowledge relative to our topic. In the case of inductive reasoning, the findings of previous study would lead to a principle or theory that we test later. In deductive reasoning, others would develop a principle or theory, and we'd apply it to increase our knowledge. The results for Burton and King about the health benefits of writing provide an example of how we can develop preliminary knowledge about our topic through reasoning. If we're interested in stress, we could consider that as being similar to their interest in mood. We could generally say that both mood and stress are related to the way we feel about things, leading to the idea that writing about positive experiences may help reduce stress. So your notes on the article summary template should include information similar to what I have in the preliminary knowledge section of this slide. Now, pause this recording to look at O'Hare and Scher and complete the knowledge section of that worksheet before moving on. Even when the results can be pretty straightforward or pretty directly applied, we want to practice synthesizing ideas rather than just stating what they found. The information in this slide is an example of what that might look like for the O'Hare and Scher article. Please make sure to have something like this in your worksheet. So we want to think about what the results of each study mean for our topic. Sometimes, like with O'Hare and Scher, it's pretty straightforward. Other times, like with Burton and King, we'll go through a process of logic to understand how we can add to our knowledge by looking at related topics.